In this channel, we dedicate ourselves to analyzing works from a narrative point of view, both when they are excellent, faithful to the original canon, or simply impressive original creations, as well as when they come straight from the deepest dumpster in the most sordid corner of a fourth world country. But, being honest, after seeing the credentials of the writer behind Supergirl, I can just stay quiet about this kind of thing. That said, hello dear viewers and welcome back. My name is Amilcar, I am a sci-fi and dark fantasy author, and this is 4 Cents. Today, we're going to talk about Supergirl, the latest entry in the Gunnverse, and not exactly to celebrate it, sadly. Look, this analysis isn't so much about the movie itself, although we already know how it turned out, but the environment in which it was created. Because after seeing the credentials of the person who wrote the screenplay, I simply can't stay silent. James Gunn, after Superman did more or less okay, but with Peacemaker Season 2 and Creature Commandos not exploding the way he hoped, has been making products that, let's be honest, are for his own taste, for the kind of humor he enjoys, rather than for an audience expecting something fresh, something different, or at least distinct from Guardians of the Galaxy. In that context, Supergirl didn't just fail to deliver, it went in the complete opposite direction. And I want to be clear and transparent from the start. I haven't watched the full movie. I am basing all this analysis on the trailer, the reviews, and the hard data. But the problem was already visible. First, let's set the context. This film is inspired by Tom King's comic Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. A comic that takes a very different approach to the classic Supergirl by turning her into a heroine full of internal conflict, marked by the trauma of Krypton, and it's more a tragic, mature story, almost like a cosmic true grief. Themes of revenge, morality, resilience is not the typical cheerful origin tale, and that could have been really interesting if the screenplay had been in the right hands. And here's what really bothering me. James Gunn has already gotten us used to insert personal projections into his projects, the same way he hired his own family. For example, in Superman, Krypto was basically his dog, his own dog. But in this case, he did something that, to be honest, I can't find any logical justification for. He hired Ana Nogueira as the lead screenwriter for a $107 million blockbuster. Now, you may ask, who is Ana Nogueira? She's an actress who is remembered from The Vampire Diaries and off-Broadway Playwright. And her only previous writing credit was a 12-minute short film from 2018 that sits at 5.8 on IMDb. This is her first theater film, and after Supergirl, they already gave her Wonder Woman and Teen Titans. How the hell? And I wanna be honest with you, I'm not saying she has no talent. I don't know. I haven't seen her short. I don't know her. I know nothing about her. What I'm saying is that handing her a movie of this scale with such a complex adaptation of Tom King's work is almost professional sadism. If they wanted to boost her career, great, do it, but put her on a writing team with experienced people. But alone, right from the start on a DCU blockbuster, that's taking way too big a risk. Actually, it's not even taking a risk, that's just being stupid. Even worse, the most progressive sites like Variety, Screen Crash, Forbes, New York Post, most of them tore it apart. I mean, even Grace Randolph, who's usually more positive with this kind of project, called it bad. And Angry Joe, who started off in let's support it, actually he went on a crusade against Nerdotic and Critical Drinker and many others. He ended up calling it a flawless mess after watching it. So what are we talking? Rotten Tomatoes hovering around 57 to 59% with critics, while Superman sits at 83%. A divided audience and a box office that started weak and is already collapsing. I mean, just 29 million worldwide in the first days. So, a predictable look. Hollywood threw any trace of integrity out of the window a long time ago. It traded creativity for moral medals, backpatting among themselves and this toxic positivity where everything is fine, even though the building has been on fire for years. They prioritize gender, ethnicity, internal connections, I mean anything except proven merit and real experience from projects with this level of risk. And the Gunnverse is no exception. James Gunn publicly prices the script, saying it exceeds his expectations. And the results speak for themselves. Now, the same writer with no theater film experience is handling Wonder Woman and Teen Titans. So, if this is the standard, what can we expect from the future of the Gunnverse? The day when you stop asking who is the best person to tell this story and start asking other things, the audience notices and they stop buying tickets. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with others. I love to read your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe it's just a bad luck, it's just a bad movie, or it is a bigger systemic problem? Thank you so much for watching. My name is Amilcar and I'll see you on the next 4 Cents video.